What's up, y'all? How you doing? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. It's going. I'll start off by explaining the welp, I guess. Uh, this is, the first day of my little holiday vacation. And last night, Nakomi had a fever. And it turns out, seems like she has the flu, most likely, that's been going around. So we have canceled our plans. Yeah, bad luck. Well, if it's not one pandemic, it's another. Sorry to hear that, BFA. So, yeah, I mean, that definitely put the kibosh to our plans. Thank you, thank you. I will convey your well wishes to her. So, other than that, not a lot going on. I spent most of the day like still doing things like we're going to be doing our plans as normal, but she had her fever had receded in the night, but then it came back today, so it's definitely a thing. And I've been, fine so far, but who knows? It'll probably be my turn soon enough. Yeah, that's the funny thing about the timing is it's like she's probably going to have this for exactly the amount of time that we would have been on our little trip. And I'm sure it's because we fucked up and we had to do like some last minute Christmas shopping on the weekend. That I believe it was Saturday when I was really late to the stream. Yeah, we were out. So there you go. We have bad luck with traveling and such. It seems. So I figured I would just muck about with my little software toy here some more, if that's all right with y'all. Actually, I think we'll spend a little time with some old games actually to do a little research, I guess. Isn't that just always how it goes, kid? No, not that I'm aware of, JJ. Should they have? Is that a thing? I wasn't aware that that was a thing. Ah, maybe it's a connected thing because I mean, I'm not really connected. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'll look. I'll be real. I don't super check my email. I mean, my email, I've just kind of, I'm like letting it go to straight to hell. Approaching 60,000 unreads now. No idea how many emails I have. If it tells you anything, as far as my email goes, I'm at 174 gigabytes of 2 terabytes used. 100,000 unread? Hell yeah. No, I'm not seeing anything from Sony here. So I'm not on that short list. Yeah, you can never let it get out of hand because once it gets out of hand, it very easily reaches the point where you feel like you just can't do anything about it. And then that just becomes a vicious cycle. And you'll never escape. It's over. They've won. So, I got curious about like racing games on the Super Nintendo. And I realized like I couldn't think of any that I had. And I'm talking ones that are in the same style as the one that we're working on, right? So F-Zero doesn't count. Mario Kart doesn't count. Obviously, they are racing games. But the way those are built is using the Super Nintendo's Mode 7 functionality. And so the way that that works is just completely different from what we're doing, right? It's a completely flat plane with no height and no sprites. Usually. I mean, other than vehicles, I don't think there's any like billboard sprites in those games on the Super Nintendo. So specifically, I was like trying to figure out if I had any that were pseudo 3D in a similar approach. I have one. Only one. There's actually quite a lot on the Super Nintendo, but I only have the one. I don't know why I guess I just was not prioritizing grabbing racing games for Super Nintendo or whatever. But the one that I have is Top Gear. And it looked like this. It's a little bit weird because it's permanently split screen. There is no full screen for this game. If you start a game and you choose single player, you're still racing against a computer that plays on the bottom half of the screen. So that's weird. But I noticed a lot of interesting things about, yeah, that's bottom gear, you're top gear. I noticed a lot of interesting things, little quirks to this, because clearly this is the same.
Brain.
Snowflux, thank you for 25 months, and Maori, thank you for 75 months. The I got so confused for a second. Then I remembered that the retro scene still is like pre-Screamaday stuff, so it has pre-Screamaday alerts. Um, it's doing the same pseudo 3D style drawing that we're doing for our thing. Um, but they do a lot of weird stuff, right? So they switch between biomes really like flatly, like no transition, you know? Like just suddenly now it's desert. Or if it adds more lanes, they're just immediately there with a hard cut. There's simply no attempt at a transition whatsoever, which is really interesting. I imagine that they just did what they had to do, I guess. And it's not that it wasn't like possible. I think there's a sequel to this on the Super Nintendo that is full screen and looks significantly better. I'm sad that I don't have a better looking pseudo 3D racing game on the Super Nintendo than this one. But it's interesting nevertheless. It has uphills and downhills, which is cool. There's did you see that? There was the hard cut where it added a lane on the outsides and then just no transition to them, and it got rid of them with no transition out of them at all. I think that's probably the same article, pubs that I had read, which had a lot of really great insights like that about, you know, the whole approach. It definitely looks like the Super Nintendo was struggling to deal with this, at least the way they did it. I know that there are good looking ones on the Super Nintendo, but this one looks a little slapdash, I guess I'll say. It feels like it's struggling a wee bit. Also, those lane markers are fat. They only have I think they use like a total of 3 sprites for the car. If you don't count the mirrored sprites. There's like 2 turn positions and then the straight on position, and that's it. There's no up, there's no down, there's no drifting, none of that. They do have the tires show some speed, but I think only in the straight on sprite. No, actually it's always there, and all it is just like color cycling. But it is tied to speed, which is interesting. No, there's no up or down. Maybe we can watch one through again. But I was staring at it through hills, both up and down. I didn't see any sprite changes there. It plays all right. It doesn't look like it would play all right, um, but it does. It's also kind of funny. They didn't put a whole lot of effort into the cars that they made. The cars, they look like little kid drawings of cars. Here they are. What are these? Look at those wheels. What's happening? I think this one looks the best. It still doesn't look quite right.
He has a flat brain.
Felix, thank you for 72 months. Las Vegas, USA. Stuff. The sprite scaling for the props is pretty rough. It's very, very, very jumpy. The cars also feel huge, but it's not too bad. They did an okay job with the collision to where it's forgiving enough that it doesn't feel terrible. Because that was a common problem with these games, was that like dodging the cars became very obnoxious if the collision was too aggressive. Please go away. Why are you so huge? You're so big. Get out of my face. Big dumb orange car. But yeah, it has all the standard features of one of these kind of games. You get slowed down if you go over the rumble. They have a pretty decent amount of props. And also it's wild that they actually did do a split screen that is synced up in real time as well. The world ranking. We're in LA now. So we're going to see palm trees. This looks like a jungle. Welcome to the jungle. This is not LA. Oh, it says Hollywood on the mountain. This is LA. This is LA. This is LA. What are those? What are those? I think those were supposed to be palm trees maybe, but they were like, the scaling was making them kind of bop, and they're really lacking in detail, so they looked like they look like grabby hands. They look like huge zombie hands. This is so bad. And then these make me think that we're in like a Dr. Seuss world. These like trees that are like puffballs on sticks. Damn, I am hauling ass though. What's up, dude? A bunch of random rocks. Those rocks don't seem to have any collision, even though they have scattered them across the road. How dare you? How could you even pass me? You're leaving me behind? How are you so fast, computer? Built different, I guess. Out of chips, I guess. Come on. What am I supposed to do about this? Nothing. Nothing. I guess nothing. Let's go. Oh, I hit a nitro. I didn't even know I had nitro. I have 2 more. Hell yeah, that's how I can catch up. All right. All right, let's do it. I'm first now, bitch. I didn't know I was going to get a little talk bubble. That rocks. Bang. There's not a lot of like fanfare to the nitrous. It's hard to even notice. It makes a weird sound, like almost like a pop gun. And then you get like little fireballs on the back of your car. Wow. Does this game have audio or nah? Is audio not going out to you guys? Has it not been going out to you guys this whole time? Yeah. It wasn't set to output to y'all. That's weird that it was not. Ah. A dark map. Headlights. Oh, interesting. So only the main car gets headlights. Performance optimization there. Not even the street lights have light. Only the player cars get to have lights. So many lanes. Look at all these lanes. I love how they just did not even give a fuck, and like if they didn't want more lanes at a certain point, they just got rid of them, and they didn't even try to hide it. Like they're just gone now. See, no more lanes. Goodbye. I'm so fascinated by the fact that like fundamentally this is the same technique wherever you see a game that looks like this. You know, like there's different quirks to all the different ones, but the core of it is just an array that's just being looped over and used to draw shit. And projection to determine the lines or the polygons. But essentially, it's all the same. Super Nintendo, or in the arcade, or the one that I'm making. Top Gear, Outrun. And such a wide array of results. You know what I should dig out Rad Racer and Knight Rider. I played Knight Rider a lot when I was a lad. The NES. I am killing them. What's happening? Is it just because there's so many more lanes, so everybody's easier to dodge? I haven't even used a nitro. Whoop. Oh, you son of a... Came out of nowhere. Right? I mean... Well, I mean, there's more differences than just polish, but... Obviously, it makes a difference. One of the biggest deciding factors with all of these is performance. But yeah, I'm really fascinated just looking at all the little differences with all these different games. Wow, this one's like super hilly. Oh, because it's San Francisco, of course. You got the Golden Gate Bridge. Gotta have that. I'm amazed that they went with like really super hilly for this, you know, considering how like, oh, it even has pit lanes. Look at that. Ow, ow, ow. And obstacles? Breakable obstacles? Wow. That slow you down. That's crazy. So introducing some real shit now. But yeah, like considering how like low fidelity this is overall, I'm amazed that they went so aggressive with the hills. And they have, it appears that they have an up and down camera tilting effect, although this shit might make people seasick. I hope this isn't too terrible to look at. Good God. That's really just whipping my car back and forth. If they didn't do that, how else would we know it was San Francisco? The draw distance is also pretty abrupt, which they probably had to do. Good God, y'all. Come on, guys. That's too many. Oh no. Nitro. Save me, Nitro. I can't be cursed in fifth forever. I also like that these are all set courses. I mean, that's not a huge deal or anything, but a lot of these games were more like Outrun, where it's just sort of a forever driver. You just drive from course to course. I don't really know. I think this is probably easier, to be honest, than doing the sort of forever approach, because with that you have to like handle the transitions and stitch tracks together. Although I guess you can just have it all pre-calced. Unless you have player choice involved, in which case then not so much. So they probably did that just because it was easier, honestly. Just load a set track. Oh, oh wow, look at the pit. I didn't know there was a whole other view. How about that? Oh, I'm probably gonna run out of gas, huh? I bet you have to... Am I taking damage right? I don't see a damage meter, but there's a gas meter. I wonder if running into shit just takes from my gas as well. I think a lot of games like this did that. Final lap. Where's the bit? Oh, here it is. Here it is. Oh my! How do you do that? You have to react so fast. God, the only way I could have done that would be like if I had a Neuralink and was dead. Oh no, oh no, oh no. Woof. So it's an interesting one. It's definitely not, it's not a great example. I did dig out another couple. Oh, my password is Moonbath. Why is it Moonbath? I dug out another couple of titles for us to stare at and see if they give us any thoughts. We had a little bit of talk about Cruisin', right? Because Cruisin' is... It's an interesting title. It's somewhere between a fully 3D racer and a pseudo 3D racer. Like, it has a lot of 3D usage in it, like real 3D, but it still restricts itself to the sort of 2D racer paradigms. Well, I'm just better at using gas. I'm just better. All right, prepare yourself for the soundtrack, because you're about to get hit by a fucking banger freight train. Cruising, oh yeah. Cruising USA. Oh my god. I love that this was also just the arcade track mode, or attract mode. All they had to do was like just show a sort of 3D model of a car slowly rotating, and the quarters rained down. Midway was on their shit in those days. Like, they were like the kings of the arcade. And I remember that this did look like, holy fucking shit, it's real. It looks real. I'm amazed that it's not playing any tunes or anything. It's a kinder, gentler attract mode. Oh shit. Earn faster cars. Cruise the USA.
Choose your car.
Choose your car. I don't remember how to fuck around with this. I don't remember if you even can fuck around with this. Wow, 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 wow. There's something you could do, like hold a button when you make your selection. Something happens. Try holding R. Nothing happens. So, somebody was under the impression... Oops, okay, I'm just changing view. Okay, that's not it. Oh, it's Z, of all things. That you could turn around. That you had totally... yeah, my game is looking awesome. I added 3D graphics. That you could turn around and, like, free drive. But you absolutely cannot. This... Well... Ah, man, I don't think you have enough room. It almost feels like you could get all the way around, but yeah, I'm pretty sure it just forces you. It is fully 3D, obviously. I don't think there's a reverse. Oh, okay, I'm changing music now. Yeah, there's no reverse. This does not look worse than the last game. Get out of here.
10 seconds.
There's definitely like less sharpness because this is N64, so it does have that muddy N64 look. But in terms of the fidelity of the graphics, overall, they're better.
10 seconds.
10 seconds. Ooh, ah, ooh, ah. 90s, what were you doing? Oh my god. Whoa. What was with the jump scare? So yeah, this one's definitely interesting because it's a 3D world and it's 3D vehicles and I think even technically 3D movement. But it's sort of forced into a 2D style of gameplay. You don't have total freedom to drive away or like turn around or anything like that. And it still uses billboard sprites for the roadside props, you know? Like, they're always facing the camera, that sort of thing. I think those little, like, hazard signs might be 3D models, little 3D models. Yeah, you can, like, you can push them over, which is, again, part of the fact that it's, like, this mixed approach of some of the world is 3D modeled and some of it is these flat billboard thingies. But it is funny that you can run them over and they just flatten down. Like, I don't think they all do. I think it depends on the, yeah. Oh, these are models actually, or at least the lights at the top are. I think these ones are flat. Yeah. Yeah, the draw distance is fairly close. I mean, I have to say though, when this came out, this game was still only in arcades until then, and being able to play this at home was just mind-bogglingly amazing. Even though obviously it didn't look quite as good and was, you know, the N64 is not anywhere near a full-blown arcade machine. Just being able to have it at home, it was so crazy that it felt like it didn't even make sense that it was possible. I felt the same way about San Francisco Rush. Oh my god, that was a way bigger deal to me because I loved San Francisco Rush. I thought it was one of the most amazing arcade games. And then they released it on the N64 and I was just, it blew my mind. My head exploded.
Welcome
Welcome to
to the Hall of Fame.
the Hall of Fame. Enter your initials. I always loved the whole style of this game, the whole presentation. Apart from this really kind of like overly horny 90s stuff, everything else is cool. That map menu thing like that flying away, the names on license plates getting printed on license plates is genius. It's just good, you know? Oh no. Here we go. Every racing game is like, okay, the second level is going to be San Francisco, and we'll make everybody sick. Ah! Alright, everything's fine. It also did not have, like, advanced physics at all. As you can tell from, like, the quote-unquote jumps that happen on some of these hills. It had very, like, canned physics. Ooh, ah, ooh, ah, ooh, ah. Reticulating splines. Reticulating splines. Oh no. Oh no. I love that, like, one of the priorities for this game was having one of the main buttons dedicated to just changing the song. That's pretty wild. Oh my god. Oh no. Whoop. Haha, whoops. Just setting up obstacles for the other cars, you know? Strat. Surfari Monster. Hell yeah. Let's catch some waves, dude. I don't think there's too much to learn from this, because this is just far too different from what we're building. Weird coincidence, Holden. Ohio captures all.
Welcome to the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, like this, this is such a cool way of doing this, and I'll always love it. You missed it, see. I already tested this, and you simply cannot. At least on the course I tested it on. It forces you to go forward. I'll try it again for you, here, in front of your eyes. We have plenty of room to turn around. Nope. It's not even as soon as the side is hit. I think it's based off of how far you... Like, look, See, I was going to clear it. If you get the car turned around a certain amount, it just forces you forward again. Also, this song was the jam, in my opinion, from this game. What the fuck? Jesus Christ. It's like a volcano of cars. What? Oh! My favorite track in cruising is the one where you drive through the redwoods. That's so great. What the fuck is those? The physics are the physics are wow. How am I first even? Whoa! Oh, uh-oh. Well, that's fine, honestly. Haha. Oh my god. Crazy drunk driver. Hi. Well, we are cruising USA. Ugh. A lot of them.
10 seconds.
But I'm first. How can I lose in first? Where's everybody else? Oh no! No! Damn, 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 damn. Oh, I have to do it again. It's because I stopped to try to turn around some. What else we got? Oh, another surf song? Huh! What? Ah! I can't move! What the fuck? I was skiing, dude. I was skiing. That was weird. I literally could not change that, like, until I hit the far wall. Steering was doing nothing. I hit the jump at full speed, so, like, why didn't I clear it? And why was it that not clearing it sent me to outer space? Roadkill jam. Oops. Whoops. That's a roadkill jam. Another game that I need, I don't think I have, that's a kind of similar era, and I think it might have also been by Midway, was, I think it was Off-Road Baja. I think there's actually a Super Nintendo version of that, but there must be, because I remember Baja being, wow, this course was so short. How did I fuck up left? Oh, right, I was turning around. I feel like I remember Baja looking better than Cruising USA.
Welcome to the Hall of Fame.
Oh yeah, Midway was fucking prolific. And San Francisco Rush was by Midway. Yeah, Super Off-Road, the Baja. I don't know what systems it came out on. I know there was a Super Nintendo version, but it's wild to me that there must be an N64 version, right? Because why would a game that in arcades, oh yeah, hell yeah, it's this course, looked better than Cruising USA come out on the Super Nintendo? Like, how could it come out on the Super Nintendo? Cruising didn't come out on the Super Nintendo. Maybe it doesn't look better. I don't know. Maybe I'm misremembering. Was it all sprite based, or did it have 3D model vehicles like this? It might have been all sprite based. Holy shit! Maybe I'm fucking it all up. Deadwood Ride. Oh, is that the one I was saying is the ultimate banger? It might be. I think it is. It is. Have we? I guess. Oh my gosh, I plowed that really thick tree over. Oh man. So we've only got like 5 songs. This genuinely looks really convincing. I know what you mean, but also, that's a hard sentence to take seriously when we're looking at Cruising USA. I just knocked over a Sequoia flat. The steering in this is pretty fucking wild. Like, it's so touchy. And this game just basically doesn't have physics. It has programmers' opinions about what should happen. And then they called that physics. But, it ain't. It is not. You son of a bitch! You son of a... Oh, no! Can't you, I think you can pick a cab in this, actually, to drive. Oh my god, it's gonna take us 1,000,000 years to get across America. We better stop cruising and start driving. Yeah, well, so the ultimate wacky fucking physics, in my opinion, is... Oh, well, actually, it's kind of hard. In games like this, it's San Francisco Rush. San Francisco Rush has insane physics. But from this era on PC, Carmageddon. Carmageddon, you could just lose yourself in playing that shit with its floaty-ass physics and the insane damage system. Just smashing cars into, like, little wads of metal. Like... It was just endlessly enjoyable to play. I can't tell you the amount of hours I spent playing Carmageddon 2. It was nonsensical. Just nonsensical. They had built such a robust system in that game that it felt like you just never knew what was going to happen. You could do all sorts of shit, set up all kinds of goofy, you know, try all kinds of goofy, crazy shit, and it always had, like, satisfying results because it had such open-ended physics and damage systems. Not to mention all the power-ups. I mean, good God. It's truly an incredible gem of a game, and they never were able to recapture it, in my opinion, ever. Carmageddon 3 sucked. I mean, like, shit hit the fan with the developer or something after Carmageddon 2. I don't remember what happened. I think publisher problems, that kind of garbage. Please no. I was absolutely going to pass this course. I'm at the end. You're killing me. There we go. Also, I've always been convinced that well, he's covered up now, but the shirtless guy with the jean shorts on the right, I feel like that's just Mike Myers. I feel like it's Wayne from Wayne's World.
Welcome to the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, just partying on. But yeah, they never were able to recapture that. Like, TDR 2000 was Carmageddon 3, and it was terrible. And then I think there was some other knockoff shit. There's the N64 one, which I think I have. And then I don't know what else there was. And then they did the one that they kickstarted, which was okay, but still not the same. Like, they were on some shit when they made Carmageddon 2. Wow, wow, wow.
Ready? Set.
Wow, wow, wow. Beverly Hills. So yeah, I mean, I don't want to play all the way through this, but the point is, it's interesting because it's like it's a transitional... Ugh. Oh, yeah, coconuts drop when you hit the palm trees. Palm trees stop you dead, but you also get pummeled with coconuts, which is nice. It's a transitional game for this, like, style. Like, after this, I don't think there were... Like, all pseudo 3D racers after this were throwbacks. You know, like, Retro Collection, Outrun, you know, or something like that, or indie games of people, you know, trying to replicate the old experience. I dug out one other game, which is going to be, I think, even less relevant, but I'm curious about it. I haven't looked at it in a long time. If it works. Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. You can do it. Hey, here we go. Just never give up. I had Wavery sitting in there, and I thought about throwing that one in as a joke. Oh, yeah. Why do you guys have a blue screen? 64. This is another baller arcade game. Yes, yell at me.
Three, two, one, go!
God, that almost doesn't really even look like a car. What is with these physics? Oh my god. Woo! They did the camera of the game in the game thing, like Mario Kart 64 did. Ugh. I'm drifting. Well, yeah, because you had to pay for the licenses to use real cars. And that remains the case. So disappointed this game doesn't have a dedicated music button though. Come on. Get on Cruising USA level, please. Hell yeah, extend my time. Ooh. Aw. Do it. It was so good going into it, and then I fucking ruined it.
Okay, it's the last stretch. Keep going.
I wasn't gonna stop.
Not bad, but you could do better. Give it another shot.
Hell yeah. Replays. That was one of the great things from when we got to the 3D era. Every driving game had instant replay. And I would watch them a lot because it was so, like, it was so fascinating to just stare at it. Now it's passé. Now we all skip replays. It's a good soundtrack. Oh, the jumps look insane. You get so much air. When I was doing a little bit of research to find out like what pseudo 3D racers there were on the Super Nintendo, I have to tell you, I came across an insane one. I came across one that had replays with alternate camera angles and like front of the car, like all the way around sprites for the car. Which is insane to me. Like they went all the way. Yeah, alternate camera angles. I mean, arguably it's just more calculation, and the reason that you didn't do it was because it's expensive calculation, right? It's rotation. But I mean, you can mathematically place the camera somewhere else and render the road from a different angle. But it's math. Yeah, this is N64. I'll be right back. Since we were talking about it, I have to bring out the goat. Yes. Hell yeah. Looks like shit. I did not care. I did not give a shit. No, I mean, honestly, it looks fine. And at the time that it came out, again, like, I recognized that it didn't look as good as the arcade version, but to me this looked just mind-bogglingly amazing to have on my home television. And it was a blast to play. All the tracks are these little cute little 3D models.
It's dangerous! It's dangerous! It's dangerous! It's dangerous! 3, 2, 1, rush!
The fog. Oh, the fog. I also, I always enjoyed how all the cars are kind of being put into a manila envelope there on the left to be sent in the mail.
Checkpoint!
This game always had insane physics. Just the most wacky physics possible. That shortcut always had like this wobbliness to the bank turn. It's hard to keep control through it. Big jumpies.
Checkpoint!
And Rush had like shitloads of weird shortcuts. But it also had stuff that just... There was that, there's the half pipe, which I don't think you can even really call that a shortcut.
Checkpoint!
The half pipe was weird because, if I recall, it had like a checkpoint in it, and I don't really remember what the objective was. I think you could get in it and you could keep checkpointing, but I don't think you could win? I don't really remember what was supposed to happen there. Not this course. It's also super fucking hard to do because it's hard to even get to. I used to play this with one of my friends, and we would just spend hours like goofing off, like free driving and smashing into each other and trying to do weird jumps and looking for secrets. It was a blast. That turn, always. The thing with this game is, like, when you're doing uphills or anything that's not just like a flat surface, you get a little bit of air that you can't see that you've got. And it makes it very hard, like, you just lose the ability to steer sometimes in an invisible way. Like, you can't tell that you've lost it, and then you just smash into a wall because you're trying to steer away from it and just nothing's happening. Yeah, as usual, it's become more scratch retro itch than research. The only game that was any research at all was the first one, which was Top Gear. It started because I was like, do I have any pseudo 3D racing games for Super Nintendo? And I realized almost none at all. The only one I have is Top Gear.
What's your name?
What's your name?
Start with a C. Start with a G. Start with a Z. Nothing nasty now. What's your name?
This is probably one of the best parts of Rush.
Spell it. H-I-J-K-L-M-N-O-P.
Wood.
That's how you spell it. What's your name? What's your name? That's your name.
Yeah, Test Drive
What's your
2
name?
is a pretty good looking one on the Super Nintendo. Unfortunately, I don't have it.
Start with a C. Start with a G. Start with a Z. Nothing nasty now.
It's just, it's such a weird song, you know? So bizarre.
Spell it. H-I-J-K-L-M-N.
Oh yeah, the You're Dead song. Is this the one? Remember, it might be this one.
It's dangerous! It's dangerous! 3, 2,
Nothing nasty now. Oh, the other thing that this game is notorious for is the freaking whoops, right angle turns. I forgot there was a reset. Oh, yeah, I missed that shortcut on the left. Hard to get to without destroying yourself. I don't think this was the track I was looking for. Unfortunately, I'm out of control. I'm out of control. Oh no, I'm gonna explode. I'm gonna explode. It's fine. I'm fine. I saved it. What? This game has an incredible soundtrack. Oh, this is the yeah. This is the right course. Oh no, I've done it again. It's so easy to die. Oh yeah, there's ads for Magic the Gathering in this, I think. Okay, so it's through here. This is in the arcade as well. And then making it to the thing, I don't even know if I can. No! Rip. You have to, like, thread the needle to get down in there. I'll see if I can do it next lap. If I don't run out of time, which I probably will. Oh yeah, shortcut here. Remember? Oh no! I'm fine. Everything's fine. Everything's cool. No! Yes! Also, the checkpoint voice in this is like virtually exactly the same as the one in Carmageddon. Oh god. Oh god. It's fine. Well, I could hit the shortcut here. You have to go in this slow or you'll just smash into the ceiling. Or drive up the sides. Oh god, oh god. Oh, come on. Bullshit. I know. How? What the fuck? I didn't even, like, flip over or anything. It just decided I was dead when I came out of it. Oh my god. 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 I'm not even gonna have enough time. Dang. No. It's okay, I'm gonna restart. I want to try to get in there. Just once.
2, 1, rush!
I mean, that might sort of kind of actually be me, see? To some degree, I mean, obviously I know the whole soundtrack. It's in my brain.
Checkpoint.
Even if you don't touch the stick at all. Yep, here we go. Still a good chance of absolutely wiping out on that part.
Checkpoint.
Oh, my car is like so sad. Look how sad my car is. All right, here we go.
Checkpoint.
This is so hard to do. Alright. Okay, well, I'm not gonna explode. You kind of have to get in there diagonally, because the overhang will absolutely destroy you.
Checkpoint.
But you have to get under it. So you have to fall enough, like, down before you get lined up with where you need to land. It's a mess. Oh, come on! I'm fine. Everything's fine. Feel good. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh, come on now. Yeah, like, you have to hit it at, like, a leftwards diagonal. It's tough. This will be the one.
Checkpoint.
Like, Ridge Racer's cool and all, but I had way more fun with this game back in the day. It's just such a goofy, crazy game.
Checkpoint.
Samir, you're breaking the car. Don't tell me how to drive.
Checkpoint.
Well, there's a lot of, I think, good reasons for checkpoints. Even, I mean, obviously in the arcade context, it's obviously going to drive quarters. But even beyond that, it does add an extra tension to it, you know, where it's like, not only are you trying to get a good position. Here we go, here we go. Oh, oh, oh! It, like, tiddlywinked me straight down into the ground. I told you, you gotta, like, you have to get under that little overhang or you're screwed. Yeah, I got spiked. What was I saying? Oh, it adds tension, it adds extra tension. Like, you have to not only be, you have to place well, but you have to be, like, fast about it too. You have to keep hitting those checkpoints. Okay. Well.
Checkpoint.
Hey, yeah. Oh, this game also has roll-through checkpoints. If you run out of time, your car starts making an out-of-gas sound, but then you could actually still skate through and keep going if you're lucky. Come on, I'm downhill right now. Come on. Oh man, you have a whole ass cabinet? Shit, and that's big too because they have like the attached racing seat. I guess they didn't all have that. Or maybe they did. I assume it's a single, right? These were often installed as doubles for the multiplayer. or quads. I saw them in like, boy, with Alcatraz, they did like 8. Those are wild. Hop on one of those. Daytona was also an imposing setup in an arcade, because Daytona, they did like giant projection screens, and then it would still have like 4 of them connected for multiplayer. And I mean, that moves money, right? If your game is like this huge, impressive display drawing everybody's eyeballs, you're gonna make more money. Anywho, that was a fun little romp. I have to dig into more of my stuff and see. I know I've got to have other good examples of older pseudo 3D racers. I know I have a number that are on like NES, but those are more just like curiosities, because the NES is so underpowered that they had to do the most very bare bones approach. Yeah, I've got multiple Road Rash games. I think I have a 3DO one, as well as a couple on the Genesis. And Road Rash is also a pseudo 3D racer. I personally was never a huge fan of Road Rash because I always found it difficult to play. It suffered from that sort of thing that many games at the time suffered from, of like just hitboxes being not where you expect them to be. That's so common in that sort of era of gaming. Ooh, nice, Doug. Yeah, that's a good find. I know when we play when we play like the Super Nintendo and the N64 games and then come over to this, it's like a breath of fresh air for your eyeballs. I'm using a like a blue raspberry, I think. Blue raspberry lemon, maybe? It's good. It's nice. Well, what do I want to work on? What was it? No, I'm not. I don't think I like the aesthetic of the pseudo 3D racer, you know? I just do. And I want to follow it through as I have been in this style. So my target is still to achieve the sort of quality and fidelity of something like Slipstream or Oh Dear or whatever. What was like, explain to me what you were thinking, C, with the messing with how the roads are constructed, because I think I'd be down to kind of explore that territory maybe a bit more. I was kind of holding off because I wanted to make my own sprites, but we could play with, building some road structures. So we're not married to this. This came from the prototype. It doesn't have to be this. We could have any kind of hill, curve, or road length that we want. That was just a convenience. It's really very feasible. The sprites are just a sprite sheet or a texture atlas. What is this called? Oh yeah, Satrace. Uh, right. So this is our texture sheet here for all the ones that are like roadside props. We're not using the cars at all for anything. And I mean, I could make other atlases very easily. So pretty easy. There would have to be some tweaks because I have a few things that are like hard coded right now. Like I'm pretty sure, yeah, I did this. I did this just to select only the ones like that weren't cars. And they're also all being like randomly placed at the moment, but that's not required at all. Like that was just a convenience to like populate the roadside with a lot of stuff. So in terms of flexibility, we can do a lot. Uh it's mostly up to date. This is not a significant change. This I just did. This is not a significant change. So yeah, it's up to date. Yeah, yeah, for sure. ZK, like very flexible in terms of we can do whatever. Like this doesn't look good, but I could very simply just do this right now. And the names of the frames are just like part of the atlas. So if I made a new atlas with new sprites, they would just be different names, and it's not really a big deal to change them. There we go. We have a column of palm trees now. Or a corridor. Mm-hmm. Driving through an orchard. I should take my stupid rabbit hills out or change them. Because the way that they currently work, like the curve needs to persist across the whole thing and not like uh 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 like whatever's happening with that, I need to figure out why that's happening because it's bad. Yeah, you could definitely do a Minecraft themed one for sure. Pretty easily. Here, let's drive through the Amazon. Yeah, oof. The only thing about adding like a whole bunch of sprites at once is that to make it like a sprite sheet quickly, I really need just all the separate images. So like borrowing sprites from old games, they tend to come in sprite sheets, which kind of makes it difficult. I would have to like break them all out and then recreate essentially another sprite sheet so that I have an atlas to go with it. Car skins would be difficult. At least with how I'm doing this right now, it would be not easy. Palms on the left, palms on the right, palms on both sides, none. Wonder how I would organize that, because like that's similar to what's happening right now for the road structures, where we have add hill curve right, add hill curve left, add rabbit hills, add low rolling hills, add downhill to end, add left downhill to end. Uh, that doesn't make a ton of sense, Sage. At least not everything you said. Like if we look at the segment structure in here, as far as position on the track, that's already just the fact that sprites are an array in a segment. So that's, we know where the position is. Right. And then sprite type is like the ones we put in the array. So like that's kind of covered by the data structure already. It's not really a data structure problem, it's more of a code structure problem in terms of, you know, thinking about this. Right now, the way that we're adding sprites is pretty dumbly. What C is talking about is like combining road pieces and sprite pieces together, similar to this, I think. So like right now, all of the sprite insertion happens here, and we're just doing, well, it happens in here really. We're just looping over the whole segment array. And then here we're placing one sprite on either side every fifth segment. If it was every segment, they just don't look good, which I can show you because they're too close together. And then this here is what's adding random ones off in the fields, basically, because it's doing doing like index plus either side of the road, and then a random distance up to 25. I'll show you what they look like when they're like right on top of each other every segment. Not good. Doesn't look good. It looks bad, actually. Yeah, bitrate, Nightmare Town. So basically the thinking is like, I could have sprite insertion functions that follow the same sort of behavior, so that I could do, like if I do add hill, num is really like the road length coming in, right? So if I provided the same length, then I would know for that number of segments is where we're adding the sprites. Just trying to think of what would be good, because I'm not sure that this is good, really. You know? It's all right. It does let you make a road of significant length fairly straightforwardly. Wherever that is, wherever that's happening. Here. Not here. Here? Yeah. Like this entire road is just this, right? That's pretty nice. And then the finish and start lines are this. Or no. Both of these are start and this is finish. A road from a spline. That's, I mean, I think that's a different game. Because then, I mean, we'd have to completely change our approach to how curves and hills and everything are kind of created right now. Reticulating splines. So this is the core of how we add a road segment right now. Enter, hold, leave, curve, height. And enter, hold, leave is to allow for easing. So we ease it for however long, and then we hold it for however long, and then we ease out for however long. I mean, it's really just more about thinking about functions. I'm sorry, I don't want to shoot down like everything that you suggest, Sage. It's just like sometimes your suggestions they're quite far afield. You know what I mean? Like a spline-based road definition approach is not a bad idea at all. Like that's a really smart idea. But it's pretty like dramatically different from what I currently have and how it's made, because there's a lot of considerations, right? So if you imagine that it's based off of a spline, are we considering height? So it's like not just, like a track, like I don't know, a circle or an oval or whatever, but also like how do we do hills? So there would be like a z coordinate we'd have to deal with as well. And would curves then just be literal? Because like right now, curves are based off of like a number amount, right? And we do easing on them. So it's just a totally different way of looking at it. Yeah, that was my initial like gut feeling, is that it would just be like it would be like a totally different system to this. It would be like an overhaul. Not necessarily a bad thing, but I'll tell you, I wouldn't even know where to begin with with it. Um, Arguably, we are basically building a spline the hard way if you look at it from that perspective. Um, but yeah, so if we wanted to like involve sprites in the sort of track building block process, right? What are our considerations? So when we're adding a road, these, I believe, altogether are the length of the number of segments involved in the piece that we're making, right? If you add these up, these can be ignored with regards to sprites. So like if you look at any of these things, oddly enough, this having those busted up into separate things is never used by the prototype. Might be interesting to play around with it to see, like maybe that would fix my rabbit hills, right? Possibly. Let's bring those back for a second. That might be the simple fix. Because the problem with them is that they have like they handle curves weird when you're going over them. It is similar-ish to a vector polygon. This is a polygon-based approach, but only in a math sense. Like what's being drawn is just flat 2D graphics, but the determination of their dimensions and points is pre-calced essentially. Let me mess with this real quick. I'm wondering if we do this, maybe for all of these down the line here. So it's just hold until you get to the end. Probably won't be as easy as that, but I'm curious. I'm curious what this will cause. It didn't have the same problem, but so that did sort of fix it, except oh, oh, I know how I could, like there's no space between them, right? But uh let's add space, right? Uh what would I want to do here? Oh, you know, I'm also realizing that like there it's dipping below the base like road height. I think I need um no, not last Y. That's not going to be it. No, it would be. At this point it would be. So then what it would be is and actually all of these should be that. Um maybe. I don't know. Oh, I have to save twice. Last Y is not a function? It's not? Oh, it's in segments. My bad. I'm not sure that I'm thinking of this correctly. Oh, now it's a staircase. I intended to rip the negatives. That was intentional. Okay, but I still do need them. In fact, well, no, I need that still. We need like first last Y. Just trying to think here. What if I did this? Oh! Okay. That's not correct. Okay, that very first one is completely not right. I'm thinking about this wrong. Let me look at what we're actually doing. There's no curve. I'm looking for the curve where they're happening. It must have been earlier. Sorry, I'm going through dev tools. You guys actually can't see what I'm doing because I have the other preview up. Here we go. Right, here it is. Okay, so what's happening with our Y coordinates? Goes Y to 2.7. And then 2.7 to 10. Oh yeah, because we're like easing it in. Right. 24. This is gonna be difficult to make any sense of looking at it like this. 66. 95. So, okay. Well, I'll go back to what we had, but I think what we had was not right. I think I've also added one in here that shouldn't be there. Yeah, so it double dips down. Well, I fixed the curve problem by eliminating the easing in and out of it between the hills. And then what I was trying to fix was so I height is 5. And so what's happening is it eases to this. But then when you minus it, I think it dips down lower than the road is, but I'm maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's not doing that. The thing I was trying to figure out is like I want the height to continue. I want to add like a straight piece that isn't another. You know what I mean? I guess maybe that's just 0. Yeah, it's just 0. What are these messages? Okay, so let's see now. They feel a little tall. But they definitely feel better than they did before. Right, yeah. You think? Let's see what that's like. Makes them longer, I guess, right? The hills themselves. Yeah. Well, the ease in still has issues, doesn't it? It is definitely tedious. You're not wrong. What determines road segment length? Uh, that could mean various things. There's the length in terms of graphics, which I don't think is what you mean. Every segment is also the same length in terms of graphics, which is 200. If you're thinking of a segment like a chunk of road, that's not a segment. Like segments are one entry in the array. So the length of any segment is 1. So really what it is, I think that you're saying is like, or what the way to think about it is that like a curve, for example, where it starts and ends is how many segments is that? And that's determined by, more than anything, it's determined by this here. Not this here specifically. What am I looking for? I'm looking at the wrong thing. I was looking for, okay. Yeah, this one here. So this determines how many segments. So like if you want to add a road, I don't know why, that just has a length of none, 0 segments. A long one would be 100. But we're not limited to these. It could be just any number. I think the trouble with working sprites into these is that it's hard to imagine a flexible enough sort of data structure. Because you wouldn't want to be restricted to just one sprite. Like you'd have to do something like that would accept something that's like sprite name and then X position. So like left would be negative, right would be positive. So you do like the position. Probably horizontal flip as well. Like flip X or not. Because like if you have curved tree sprites or something like that, you wouldn't want them like on either side of the road, both pointing. You'd probably want them both pointing in or both pointing away or whatever. What does our current sprite situation look like for position? Sprites array. Oh, okay. We're already sort of doing that. Offset. Right here. This is our current structure. So really, add sprite has a lot of garbage piled into it right now, and it shouldn't. because this is really the important piece here. And we could add, you know, like flip X, true, something like that. True, false. It's not, no, it's not, it's not a multiplayer game. I have two displays of it because one is my like dev display. The other one is a live display. The one at the bottom is a live display running in an OBS browser source. It kind of does look, I could see it looking like that at a glance, BFA, for sure. I don't even need that tab anymore, so it's gone. Yeah. Arguably, we could put them anywhere. If we placed a sprite at 0, it would be like right in the center, which I need to test for like if we want to have a banner that goes over the road, that would be a good thing to test. Although the one thing that I'm worried about with that is currently our road has a consistent width, but arguably it could have a variable width. You know? Yeah, I mean, we basically have that already, Corvus. So, like, currently add sprite is piled up with garbage, right? But if we imagine a better function, so this is our data set currently. And we want to send in, okay, this is the segment we're adding this sprite to. This is the, let me see. We wouldn't want any of this garbage. We would want, we do want this stuff. And we don't want that. We want this. Sprite. None of that needs to be, none of the rest of this needs to be configured. Wait, what's this doing? Sprite, sprite. So in this, we're passing in actually the atlas name. So, I mean, we could call this frame. And then offset, which is positive and negative numbers around 0. And then this is the clean thing. Spite. Where's my typo? Frame, sprite, offset, item. Oh, right. Thank you. There. So now, yes, this is a clean add sprite function here. So we could do add straight with columns. And if we look at where's our like add straight? Here it is. So this is all there is for adding a straight. Num is the length. And then with columns would be this add straight new. But we don't have our index. We're not passing an index into this because so add road would have to return an index for us. So at the end of this, we could just return n. And then, so straight with columns, let n equal that. N, atlas, column, and then offset would be, I don't know, negative 1.1, and then positive 1.1. No, I think I'm dumb actually. I'm stupid. This doesn't make sense. This would add a column at the end. It would add 2 columns at the end. I mean, like I could just prove this real quick. It could also just not work. Cannot read properties of undefined reading sprites. Oh, the road's probably too short or something. There's a bug with that. It's in here is where it's failing. I don't know why. I got corrected on how to handle undefines, but I don't know. I don't remember what the correction was. Why? Why is it mad about this? What about It's giving me uncaught type error. Cannot read properties of undefined. Reading sprites. And it's basically this right here. Segment.sprites is what's like trying to read and not able to because it's undefined, except for that every segment here. Every segment has sprites, so I'm so confused as to why it's mad. Hmm. The segment itself doesn't exist. Get segment at I. Let I initial. I extra distance. Okay, what are we, why are we, gosh. Ah, it's an overrun. So it starts at 0. Oh, right. There's fewer segments than there are draw distance. That's what's happening here. This assumes that would never be the case. That's what's wrong with this. So what we need is is there like a min I should use? Math max min. Probably not the right thing. Probably just math.min. Ends. Thank you for 107 months. Calorie, thank you for 62 months. Yeah, lots of JavaScript. My many apologies. Sedgements. That's why. I'm still gonna print this out. Work only up to the last segment that was drawn. Also, we're getting no sprites at all. Might be because of the thing that you're talking about, Maori. Weird, interesting, strange. Yeah. I think it's more of an order of operations problem. I think for now, though, since it's late, probably call it here and revisit this. But thanks for hanging with me, y'all. And I hope that I do not also come down with the flu here. We'll see. But yeah, I'm gonna get out of here. Y'all have a lovely night. I will see you tomorrow. Adios.